Thank you for watching the World Community Magazine's Hour of Power Live on Facebook with your hosts Edward McQueen and April Garner.
And it is live. Wow, 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 wow. Good evening, Ms. April.
Hey, Brother Edward, how are you?
I'm fine. What about you?
Seems like the intro is getting shorter and shorter. It always catches us somehow.
Yeah, some kind of way. But anyway, you've been doing okay, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, doing fine. How about you?
I'm fine.
Good.
Not bad.
Right.
Right.
Much better. Okay.
Yeah. So, look, April, we got some interesting things going on down there in Plantersville. Okay. Plantersville, which is always been a productive town. Okay. A productive town. I guess that's why they call it Planters. But anyway, yeah. So, we're really, and what we're talking about is it is something called the Village Group, and it's endeavoring to make the community, or you can say expand the community, especially on youth programs and youth development, stuff like that. And it sounds so exciting. We just had to have the executive director himself on here, and he's going to tell us all about it. We got a little bit of graphics where we can kind of give in detail about where this is happening and how and what it's all about. And the executive director himself is a well-rounded person, unique background, civil engineering background, by the way. And so without further ado, because I'm sure he has, a bit to talk to about, but let's start with our guest, Mr. Ray Funnye. And Mr. Funnye, he's all over the newspapers, in Georgetown.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Ray. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Doing well, thanks. Good to hear that, man. Congratulations on these new endeavors that you're the chief executive of, and looking for some great things, man. Especially based on the concept that has been broadcasted on Facebook and your website, and of course, the county of Georgetown has got to be pleased. With what they are projecting. Okay, so look, without further ado, Ray, I've already told him that you're executive director of the what we call the Village Group. Tell us a little bit of what it's about. If you want to give us a little background on yourself, that would be, I'm sure, good to know.
Yeah, first I want to recognize my parents who really helped craft me to be the person I am today. My dad passed away several years back, about 2015, and my mom, who's 94, almost 95 years old, she's here with us now, and so we have the honor of spending some time with her and so soak up some of the things that she has embedded in us over these years. I grew up here in Plantersville many years ago, and I left South Carolina back in 1975 actually, and I spent some time in college in Georgia and spent about 12 years in Atlanta, Georgia, and a couple years in the Virgin Islands, and as luck would have it, I made it back home about 30 years ago, and I tell you what, being in Georgetown has been a blessing for me and my family, and just been really a wonderful opportunity to participate and be able to partake in this community. Georgetown County is a wonderful community. If you're looking for someplace to move and visit, this is the place to be. We have wonderful beaches along the Atlantic Ocean, but we also have other areas of the county too that's really really neat, like in Plantersville. But the Village Group started back in 2005. We a group of communities people got together and and found that there was something that we needed to do as a community to help pave the way for our young people to have an opportunity of a lifetime to grow and to be successful. And so
Right.
that started then. And from there, we have mushroomed into where we are today. Currently, we have an after school program at Plantersville Elementary School where we have certified teachers and assistants and other bus drivers and food service people to help us with that program. And we were very happy to be able to participate with the local school district and the principal and his staff to be able to join forces with him to do what we do. We think it's important that we get to our kids as soon as possible because these minds are changing and we want to be part of that change in a very positive way. In addition to our after school program, last year, 2022, we had 228 kids in our summer program. This is a 7-week program where we have enjoyed providing services for kids, students who are in kindergarten to 9th, 10th graders. Again, we have certified teachers in our program because we wanted to take time during the summer months to help stop the summer slide that our kids and most kids have during the summer months because they have idle time. But we have desk time in the mornings from 8:30 to 12:30 where we actually get involved with um, actually we get involved with um, teaching our young people what they should be doing. And so it's been really a blessing. And, the afternoons are really engaged with after school enrichment programs from field trips to having special programs like robotics program, aquaponics, where we teach our kids about STEM related employment, how you can grow food in water and have an opportunity to, just bring these things to life for our young people to see that
Right.
you can certainly be a doctor or a lawyer, but you can be a farmer, an electrician, or a plumber, or a carpenter, and have a very good quality of life. Given the fact that if you put your mind to it, you can do wonderful things, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make sure our kids have the pathway in order to be able to have successful and a good quality of life and to be an asset to our society. We
Right.
want our society, we look around today, we have some challenges, and I like to think that, we as growing up, we had something to do with that. And so it's our responsibility to teach our kids the way of life and how to be successful. And so that's what we're doing. We're trying to do the things that we think is smart and sustainable
Absolutely.
to make our kids have a way to enjoy themselves and their families and this country of ours.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a very, very well-rounded narrative that you just gave on this whole scenario regarding the project, the village group. That is. So I know you name all the 4 or 5 disciplines. They said doctor, lawyer, and farmer, and all those, and we let the viewers know that they all need each other.
Absolutely.
So a farmer is becoming today becoming just as or more important as the doctor.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
we have to sustain our bodies, and the
Absolutely.
farmers, they make it happen.
Yeah.
Without our farmers, we can't sustain ourselves. Then we don't even need a doctor if we can't sustain ourselves.
That's right. So need a
So,
doctor.
so I think it's important for us to get back to the basis and
Right.
and understand where our needs are and what we can do to contribute to our society. And we have to teach. We have to teach. We have to encourage our young people to want to do better and want to have a plan for themselves once they get to the age of majority. And that's important. You can wish for it, but if you plan it and work with young people, it's possible. We've had a lot of successes in our program. I'm very happy to be a part of that.
So my understanding is that you've been at this for like 17 years, right?
Yes, 17 and a half years.
17 and a half years. And you
Yes.
saw it grow from one building.
Well, I saw it grow from selling chicken sandwich to now writing grants. Okay, so we come a long way. Okay,
That's
because
a good journey.
when we started, we didn't have anything. We didn't have two nickels to rub together, but we put our heads together. The community. Yeah,
Right.
let me back up a notch. I did not do this by myself.
Oh, yeah, no.
I can't. Leadership is important, and my job was to help lead the people to something that we could do. But the fact of the matter is that we put our efforts together, and we put our resources together, and we sell chicken dinners and hamburgers, and we able to get started. And now we don't sell chicken dinners now. We could, but we have another high level of fundraising um, that we do now. We have a development officer in our organization now that her job is just to help us with developing funding opportunities. And that comes
Wow.
with time. It didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen 17 years ago because first we didn't know what that was all about first 17 years ago. And plus we couldn't afford it 17 years ago. But today we can afford it because it reaps dividends by having a person like that on board to help us with that.
Absolutely.
So it's a team effort.
Absolutely. Tell us a little bit about partnerships. That's an integral part of your whole collaboration there, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Again, like I said earlier, I couldn't do this by myself, and our organization couldn't do this by ourselves because we have to, our mission statement has been tweaked over the years. But what we said earlier in our existence, we said we were the conduit. The village group was the conduit from resources to bring to our people. And we serve as a conduit, bring in partners and helping our community grow. And so we have all kinds of partners from corporate partners. We have foundations. We have partners like the school district. We have local government is a big partner of ours. We have private funders that really are a big part of our organizations as well. And then our partner, we have families. We couldn't do this without these families working with us, understanding the mission that we are trying to accomplish,
Right.
working with their youngsters and engaging them. Like last Thursday, every month we have a family engagement night for our after school program. Last week we partnered with Coastal Carolina University, and we had a professor came out and she brought a mobile planetarium to Plantersville. Okay, so that's for me is a big thing to have our youngsters to be involved and see how a planetarium operates. And even though it's a mobile one, it also provided those kinds of those kind of visions and opportunities to see what happens in our sky at night, the stars and Jupiters and the galaxy and all this kind of things. It really was fantastic to see the youngsters and the folks who are not so young enjoying that opportunity of being a part of that planetarium experience. So I'm happy about that work that we did last Thursday night.
And earlier, I guess before we get on the broadcast, or before when I talked to you at some other time, that you had these different things that you could that could occur. In fact, they're outlined on a layout showing what each, not just a building, but each area could be a portion for, and the purpose of each area. And you mentioned growing food and stuff like that. So you're talking about having actual gardens, okay, right? And all under the umbrella of sustainability, I guess, or teaching
Yes, it is.
sustainability.
Yes.
So
Yeah. So you're right. I mean, what we envision to happen here in Plantersville is that we're going to create this Plantersville Cultural Complex. The complex will house the cultural center, but it will also house the greenhouses and the farm areas where we can grow food, including rice, because rice is a big staple in our community.
that's our
We are
history
part,
too. That's
yeah,
the
we are
history of
history.
Plantersville. Yeah.
We are very blessed to have an existing current farm that's growing rice that we partner with right now. And so we
Where is
plan
that?
to right here in Plantersville. You have to come to it's in Plantersville. You got to come. Yes, sir. And so we partner with them right now to bring in that technology. We don't do it like you used to do it in the back brick and rice days of our forefathers, but they have mechanicalized equipment now to do all the work. But the benefits is tremendous in growing rice. So we want our kids to be able to learn that business, learn how to grow it, learn how to harvest, how to market, how to sell it. And so that's what we want to do. We want these kids to have these opportunities in our community right now that you can become an entrepreneur in our community by using the land that your forefathers gave you to do wonderful things and doing all kinds of agribusiness, eco business that you can do to improve yourselves if you have the dream. But you must have the dream.
Right.
And what you are displaying here tonight is an overview of our cultural complex. Up to my far left is I guess the main building, which is actually serves as the visitor center. People come to our area and visit, and we want to have this for school groups to come in to have an exhibit area to teach about our community. One of the reasons why this thing kicked off because we have currently an exhibit. We have a cultural center now. It's about 900 square feet. So we were blessed to get a planning interpretive grant from the Donnelly Foundation to design and expand our exhibit area. But when we finished that process, we realized that the space we had then was not large enough to accommodate our basic needs. So we went and we tabled that discussion and now are venturing on to phase 2, which is to create a larger facility where we can showcase some of the riches of our community and surrounding communities as well. So that's what's happening here. We have a retail shop now, but we certainly plan to have a retail shop in classrooms where we can bring in kids from various schools and communities to learn about, our history and their history and to be able to do wonderful things. We certainly want to have space for a business incubator. We think it's important that our kids learn about business as soon as possible. We can have an incubator there where they can learn how to produce soap. We got a young man in our group. He produces soap. We want him to take that soap business and develop that business to something else, create a marketing plan, create a design to help have a better product. So this is a business incubator where he can come in and be tutored to grow his business. Very important. Right behind our building, we plan to have a teaching kitchen where we can have a place where we can harvest our food and actually have an opportunity to cook it in our cooking kitchen. And also, we want to have a profit center too as well. We'll hope to have a restaurant. Right now, currently, there is no restaurant in Plantersville. We used to have one, Miss Carrie's, one time.
Right.
But there's none here now, and we believe, based on what has happened in the past and based on what we know now, the growth potential, we think a restaurant will be a small one, will be very ideal for this community, particularly at this location.
Yeah,
This location,
absolutely.
701 and Exodus Road, a great location. A zone already commercial, so we good there. We also have we have gardens. We think walking and have trails and walking areas where kids and people can enjoy the outside. Part of our grant that we received was from a conservation organization, is that we want to preserve the land. We want to make sure that people have a chance to walk and enjoy and rest and just observe the butterflies, the native plants in the area, just have a grand old time. And certainly we want to have a rice field of our own. We want to have a rice field, and that we can plant rice, and hopefully harvest rice where we can make some use of it, out of it. So we have we have the preliminary. This is just a concept plan. We needed a concept plan to get started. This will be tweaked further, no question about that. but this is our starting point. And talking with architects and landscape architects, we are doing that right now. We're very fortunate to have in our group, in our advisory group, our board of directors for the Village Group has directed me to engage an advisory group for this complex, and we have some serious strong community members who are members of this advisory committee in various capacities. One of which is a young fella from just our neighboring community up in Deep Creek area. He is a Clemson grad, architectural degree. He just finished Harvard University, and he's on our advisory committee, helping us with the design and helping us partner with other architects who are familiar with our projects, so we can have him involved. He will be involved in our architectural plan for this building because we want his name up there on the marquee when we are done. That we have a young brother who is really sharp. He just graduated from Harvard School of Design, so he must be got it going on. So he is sharp. We have other PhDs. We have the first Black sister has a degree from Clemson University in agribusiness. Agri-economics. So we have all kinds of people on this advisory committee that's going to advise us to do the right thing and have a space that we will be part of in Plantersville. People say, why Plantersville? Because Plantersville is special. That's why we are.
Absolutely. Plantersville is special. There's a lot of history in Plantersville.
Yes, a lot.
A lot of history. A lot of people up the East Coast migrated from that general area. Okay.
Yes.
And
indeed.
you talked about rice. I see why you were dwelling on rice, because rice was the king of the crop in that area during slavery, or just during slavery time, I believe.
Right.
So
we also partner with the Waccamaw Wildlife Refuge Center. Just recently, a plantation was purchased by the Department of Interior, which operates the Wildlife Refuge Center, and so we are working in tandem with them from an educational, environmental aspect. Right. We just met with them a week ago out there with the Open Space Institute to learn about how we could work together in partnership. We are there on 701. He's there on the river. How can we work together in partnership and create opportunities for employment for our people to be self-employed?
Yeah,
that's what we want. We want people to think as entrepreneurs, to do things that they can do for themselves, and also teach others as well.
Yeah, self-employment should be the goal.
Yes, it is.
Okay, it should be the goal. And when you start delving into a little bit of farming culture like that, that makes you become, you want to become self-employed. I mean, it's.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So, the understand that you one of the things that you all want to showcase is the Gullah Geechee culture. Is that a planned or has there been a date determined or something like that, or you're just saying that that's one of the things that you all want to do? Okay,
well, the Gullah Geechee, we are Gullah Geechee. Okay, I am Gullah Geechee, and it's nowhere workaround. Full blood Gullah Geechee, right. A Gullah person, and whatever I do represent the nation of the Gullah people. And so when we do our things, we want to make sure that our forefathers and sisters are really kept in the back of our minds, that we do something to represent them. Right. I do something to represent my mom and my dad, and I want to do it in a way that I'll be very proud of it as well. I have a lovely wife, and I got a couple of boys, and I want to make sure whatever I do is really representing them. Very important, because it's not about Ray Funnye, it's not about me at all, but the people is very important. So we're having our on March the 25th, we're having the blessing of our property. Is an event we're having at the site on the corner of 701 and Exodus Road, where we invite people to come out and just be with us for a moment. We'll be having a minister to bless our land. We're going to have African drums there. We're going to have some African dancers. We're going to have soloists from the church. We're going to have just a grand old time at this location. And I think it's going to be very special to let our forefathers know that we have an opportunity to make a difference in this community. Together, we can do it.
Absolutely.
And I know we have people that's not up to same mind, but that's in every organization. You have to persevere and work through it. That's all it is, and we're prepared to do that.
Yeah. Do you want to give our audience and viewers where that location is? Is at the corner of 701 and?
Yes, sir. Highway 701 is actually referred to as North Fraser Street as well.
Right.
It's about 13 miles out of Georgetown, about 29 miles from Conway.
Right.
Is where, and at that intersection of 701 is Exodus Drive. It's pretty, it's easy to find. On that corner, you have the Elder Convenience Store. At that corner, it's a white block building on that corner.
Right.
We hope to share that corner with him.
Yeah. They'll be glad to do that, I believe, when they see what's ahead, okay, and the potential there.
Yes.
I think that everybody should be excited to want to share that location with you all in that corner. April, you can jump in anytime you want on time. I'm not. I'm not the primary person here.
Oh, I know, but the conversation was just flowing. I really didn't need it. As a matter of fact, you seemed to answer all the questions that I had. I was jotting down community partners, and you went right into it. And so that comes from years of working together. You just kind of vibing, I guess. But the only question that I have for you, Ray, you talk about a lot of initiatives and definitely some plans that don't sound overly ambitious for the Plantersville Cultural Complex. It actually sounds like it makes sense. So, and even in terms of what the community needs in order to increase its longevity, how do you make decisions about what you want to bring to the community or what your community needs? Because it sounds like you're addressing, a number of things. You're addressing workforce, you're addressing economic sustainability, you're addressing community development. Are there some grassroots things as well that people have talked about, and they're like, hey, is there something you can do about X or Y or Z? And are any of those things in your plans for the future once you've met your goals with these initiatives?
Yes, some time ago we did a needs assessment of our community. We brought in one of our proteges from Atlanta who is doing well there, and he was presiding over a meeting that we had our community members to identify some of our needs of our community, and we had a very long list of needs, but we had to pare down and filter down this list to something that's manageable. And the top of the list was education. We needed to make sure that whatever we do that we includes the word education, and to ensure that our young people have a fighting chance. Because we know and we believe that education is a key to break that poverty cycle.
Yeah,
it's a key. Yeah. And if we use it wisely, you can do wonderful things. Conversely, if we don't use it wisely, you can do just the opposite. But the idea here eventually is to be able to have a location where people can come and partake in something that they have in their community and enjoy it. And we want to share it. We want to make sure that we have a pavilion area in the back that we can come out and have a good family gathering outside and have a very special location where people can gather together and do wonderful things and talk and relax and just enjoy that fresh air that we have here. So we're open to ideas. Our advisory committee reports to our board of directors, and we always talking about ideas. In fact, we are looking at partnering with a college who is specializing in farming, and looks that we met with them last weekend, and it looks very promising that they would be another partner of ours to help teach about the agribusiness and teach us and be a partner with us and some other things as well. So we always out there reaching across the table for a new partner, because you just never know where that opportunity may be. But if you don't reach across the table, you will not have it. And it's just that simple.
Yeah, it sounds like you have great support from your community. I think that's important. Your organization is a 501c3. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and most 501c3s, they definitely thrive whenever there's like 100% participation from board members and other supporters. And so, if your community is embracing it, then yeah, you're definitely going to have great success with the measures that you're taking to address the needs and even to create more options in your community. So, this is fantastic. How large is the Plantersville community? The natural boundaries of Plantersville?
This metropolitan area, I don't know, but that's a good question. I've been asked the question a couple times. I need to figure out what it is, but I would guess that we're about 5,000 5,000 square miles. About five. This is about 20 square miles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And about how many people reside in that area? Do you know?
600-700 people.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So it feels the village group. It feels like a village. It's actually,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we have Jackson Village.
Yeah.
Annie Village.
There you go, Brother Edward. Remember that?
We have Gillard Village.
Yes.
We have a lot of other communities that we call ourselves. We have called ourselves these villages over time for a reason, because that's what we knew.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still very, very, very prevalent today as well. So we're very proud of our heritage, and we are very proud of what we have done in this community to make us a difference in this county of ours, and the state, and the country, for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
So we're very happy about that.
Yeah, you're definitely creating a regional and national draw eventually. So, yeah, well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. This, because you're making all of us proud, man. I mean,
Yes, indeed.
yeah, we're making all of us proud. Yeah. I would like to get back this for a while. Get back onto this partners concept. We have I guess I'm trying to envision what the potential is with you all having partnership with a small group of like we have a number of them in Conway, for example. Yeah, small groups and headed by just maybe 2 or 3 people, but it's I can think of one. I was at a one is called Educating Our Youth here about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it was to me it was a success. They had a number of colleges, about 3 colleges, in this maybe 50 by 50 foot room, and you had some of the local people in the housing projects were coming to find out what college is going to be best suited for them, and to be introduced to colleges. Okay,
Right.
and the colleges had some of their representatives there. I thought that was very unique, and the size of it, I guess, didn't deter anybody. Okay, and the owner gave prizes away from people who were in the local community there for attending and so forth. So, what do you see? What kind of partnership do you see in that? Something like that.
Well, I think the partnership opportunities are wonderful, actually, to work with other organizations with similar mission. And I think together we can do wonderful things. If we have silos and work independent, we are just really not taking advantage of the opportunities of working together. So we are open to other organizations with similar mission statements and similar aspirations that we do have. We think education, and finding a way to introduce kids to colleges. We do a lot of traveling. We do a lot of traveling all over the place. And when we go out of town, out of the state, we go to a university. We go to Alabama, we go to New York, when we go to um, Tennessee, we South Carolina, we go to a university so our kids can walk on a college campus so they can feel it. I want to be here.
Right.
Hmm,
Yeah.
I don't like this.
Right.
So being there is really important for young people to touch it and to see it. And so we give them that opportunity to see it, to see things. So education is key. It's really about
Absolutely. Absolutely.
exposure. Yes.
We do have a question. Sister Joella asked, does the Village Group work with the Mansfield Plantation?
We have not had the opportunity to partner with Mansfield Plantation as of yet. They are just up the street from us, and I'm sure there's could be another opportunity because they have some wonderful things happening at Mansfield Plantation, as I understand. So I may need to reach out to them and see what we can do together. Yes.
Yeah. That's a huge plantation. And,
Yes, it is.
a lot of history behind, they're displaying a lot of history also.
Yes, they do.
Um,
I think they have some slave cabins, I think, over there, and some other artifacts as well.
Okay, Ray, could you tell us a little bit about we can get to this now, about your campaign called the Dirt to Dinner?
Well, we have a capital campaign. So basically, we're trying to raise $3 million. I mean, if we want to have this edifice designed, permitted, and built, it's going to cost money. And we hope, we don't intend to start designing, or well, maybe not designing, but constructing until we have the capital necessary to complete the project. I do a lot of that in my day job, and I do a lot of building and permitting and all those kinds of things. So I understand the uniqueness of having capital to do the job. There's no need to start a job knowing you don't have the capital to make it happen. So our capital campaign is Dirt to Dinner. That's our marketing effort here. We want to demonstrate that dirt is the beginning, and these on the screen you have two wonderful of our students here in our program, and they were just doing their thing. We just captured that picture.
Just capture
We just captured that vision right there. And so certainly, the Dirt to Dinner campaign is simply our way of selling or marketing our ideas about building this edifice. And we know we're doing good. We've raised already $500,000 on this campaign, and so we hope to raise the rest of it in due time. I'm very confident of that.
Yeah, well, I think you've got enough selected partners. They can have some of the campaigns on their own and then transfer it to you,
Yes.
as a donation to the Village Group.
Yes.
And it sounds like you've got things. You sound more confident than ever than anything about reaching that goal, and that's an asset within itself when you get that kind of confidence.
Well, I don't want to be overconfident, but I just feel that the resources are out there today.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They are there. If you seek not, you will receive nothing.
Right.
So we think we have to be very assertive in our actions in regards to securing the necessary dollars to make this project work. We can sit back on our lawns and say, okay, there's no money out there. I can't raise the money. Okay, well, it'll never happen. But I do believe that there are ways to raise this kind of capital and to help us with this project. I just believe that. I do believe that, and we've been very successful over the years, and I think it's going to even get better.
Yeah, I believe that too. Now, do you have out of state partners?
Yes, we do. We don't discriminate. No, we don't. I got to tell you this, okay? I got to tell you this. You see how much I'm committed. I was traveling to California someplace, and there was a lady and a husband and wife on the plane sitting next to me for 3 hours, and I was telling them about what we do, how we do it, and a week later, I had a check from them in the mail for $1,000. Okay, so whenever I get the opportunity, I have my elevator speech ready to go. And sometimes you need more than an elevator speech to tell the story. And they were convinced of the mission that we were on. They did their homework and saw that we were doing something of value, and it contributed to the cause. So whenever there's opportunities, that my job is to to take is to seize the opportunity.
Seize the opportunity.
Seize it.
Yeah.
And that was one example of how committed I am to this cause, because I think we have a good story. We have a great story, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, you actually do. I know. I saw where you've gotten numerous awards or recognitions, judging by the photos I've seen on not just Facebook, but there were other entities on the internet about relative to Georgetown, and you need to be commended for all of that. I mean, it's that's a tribute to you and the citizens of Plantersville.
Yes, it is,
because it takes them to make things like that happen.
No question about that.
Yeah.
I look at those recognition as a chance for me to market our program. I've had a wonderful career. I really have had a wonderful career. I mean, really, I'm on my downhill part of it now. But I don't. The accolades for me is like when I was younger. Maybe I needed to build me up, but now I'm headed down the hill now, and what I do now is use these accolades as recognition for this organization. Okay, now I'm using this now to showcase that the Secretary of State gave the Village Group the Angel Award last year for our fiduciary responsibilities and actions. So those things come from hard work, and people recognize you for doing those kind of things. And so, we give it all back to the Village Group. We give it back to God, let him do what he needs to do. But it's Ray Funnye is fine. I'm fine. And, I don't get the big head because I don't need it anymore, because I'm good. I'm on a downstroke. I don't need to get another raise from my boss, because I'm there.
Wait, you're not on. I don't like to use the term downstroke. You're not on the.
Actually,
you're still climbing, man. You're still.
Let me clarify that for you.
Yeah.
I mean, on my primary job, that's declining in time. But I see the Village Group as being a lifelong mission of ours. Yeah. My wife and I work very hard, very, very hard, to help sustain this program. And we want to see to the very end that we do the right thing by our kids in our community.
Right.
That's what we want to do. So I hope I clarify that. No, I don't intend to slow down. I can't slow down, actually. I'm in the zone now. I went to my doctor today. I got really great results from my doctor today. He said, "Man, you can live a couple more days." I said, "Oh, fantastic." I got really good news today. I mean, it's like really, really good news. I mean,
that's fantastic, man. It always makes you feel good when the doctor gives you.
Oh man, it was fantastic.
Well, don't let him tell you. Don't let him call you back now. Say,
no.
Another observation. We missed something.
Hey, I have the records. I have the notes right here. I got it right here.
Well, man. I'll tell you I can't wait for this thing to get up and start running, man. I really can't.
Yes.
Just the concept itself, and like you said, it's going to be tweaked. I'm sure.
Yes, it will be.
Conceptual drawing, but I can't wait. That's just 29 miles away from Conway.
Yes.
And the things that you're going to incorporate in there, like for example, the restaurant, and that restaurant is really going to be appropriate because the people you're going to have tourists from all over. I believe. Right. I believe, and
yes.
And there's nothing like after you've done a lot of walking, just go into the restaurant and have your meal,
right.
And I guess rice you're probably going to have a lot of recipes with rice.
Well, rice is going to be a major part of our operation because that's we can have rice and other starches as well, but
Right.
rice is one of those dishes that we have perfected it. We know
Right.
how to prepare
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely.
The brown rice, the red rice, the green rice, we know how to do it. Okay.
That's right.
Hmm.
That's right.
Okay. So, so we're we hope to be able to capitalize on our history and let rice now take us to another level. I'm really looking forward to the sustaining this relationship with the White House Farms, which is the is a rice production establishment here in Plantersville, and work with them to teach our young people about rice growing and cultivating and those kinds of things, because it's about teaching.
Hmm.
It
Yeah.
is about
Yeah.
teaching.
Absolutely.
Yes, it
And
is.
just look, the knowledge or the skill of cultivating rice is still needed. Okay,
Hmm.
right?
Yes,
And
yes,
Hmm.
that's a skill within itself. They
yes.
got the Rice Museum right there in Georgetown,
Right, right.
right?
Absolutely.
So people can kind of like interact between those two entities, which is like just 7 or 8 miles away. One of the things I thought, I'm really looking far ahead. One of the things that looked about was having family reunions. That was going to be an ideal place to have family
Yes.
reunions.
Oh, yes. And we were planning. We got an area just picked up for the pavilion where you can have wonderful spaces like that,
Yeah,
just across the wetland feature. It's really going to be real nice. The vision is there. The vision
yeah,
is there.
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
So we just a matter of time for us to get our ducks in a row and we'll be all right.
Other things that I see happening as a result of that, that's going to spur housing development. That's really, I know you don't want to talk about it, but that's just the dynamics of success, okay, and the dynamics of a catalyst like the village group being.
But we wanted to be in control of our destiny. Okay,
Yeah,
we can sit on the sideline now and let what happens. But if we are in control of our planning for our
right,
communities and kind of help with the county government on what should be in our community and not be in our community,
right,
we're in control of that. We
right,
can sit on the
absolutely.
sideline, but we don't have to. We can
Yeah,
be a vocal minority, a vocal majority, singing the songs and saying what we need to be saying about what we want in our community. We think that this cultural complex, was going to be the focal point of helping us plan for our future.
right.
Okay, let's
Yeah,
plan for the future because it's going to change.
yep,
Just take that for granted. How
yeah,
much change do you want? Okay, and where do you want it? So if you get it ahead of the game, you can help pave the way about what we want in our communities and what we don't want in our communities. That's what's
yeah.
important.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah.
what's well. If you carry that theme on from what you just said, if you carry that for the rest of the journey, I think you'll be okay. Okay, you
Yes.
can control growth and new housing development and stuff like that. Plantersville, to me, from what I've seen, has always been very vocal about a lot of things. Even with
Yeah.
just with the minimum resources that are there compared to a lot of other places.
Right.
Okay, and income. All right, I think, and like Choppy School, which is right across the street, was always been popular
Oh
in
yes.
itself, and Cara.
What what Choppy has done wonderful. I like to announce that, right here in Plantersville, the current chairman of county council resides in Plantersville.
Okay,
So that says a lot about constituency and power, and to
right,
have the current, and his brother was the chairman before he was. So
right,
to have that kind of uh, um, involvement in local government is very important. Very important to be
absolutely,
at the table when those decisions are being made, and we know that our best interest is being taken at heart.
absolutely.
Very important.
Yeah.
Very, very important.
So look, Ray. Again, congratulations on this endeavor, man. And we just had to get you on to let the rest of um, PD area and all of them down the East Coast know about what you're directing there, and you are the executive director, and what you've been doing, and we just keep doing the good work, man. Godspeed. Maybe the next time we talk, you'll be telling me about what room this is and inside the complex, and stuff like that. You may give us a virtual walk, a virtual.
Yes, sir.
A tour.
I hope that happens soon. And in saying that, I want to also extend to your listeners tonight and watchers tonight that we have a QR code available on our webpage. You can check out the Village Group and make a donation. We have active programs for our young people currently right now. We're getting ready for at least 200 more kids this coming summer. We are working on this campaign for this building. And so whatever donations that you may have, we certainly would appreciate it. And thank you very much in advance for your thoughtfulness.
Absolutely. We got a lot of thank yous that are popping up there. Thanking you for your information that you are providing. I'm sure that most of these people, practically everybody, probably never heard of the Village Group. They know it now.
Well, good. I'm glad to have this honor to be with you guys tonight, April and Mr. McQueen. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
You're welcome. You're so welcome. We'll see you back again. That's exclamation mark there.
All right. Very good. That sounds good.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ray. Well, Brother Edward, that was some excellent information. Absolutely. And it's great to know that, even in a village like Plantersville, that, they have the insight and the vision to do something as grand as what they're doing. And to some people, it may not be as grand, but to a population that is rooted in obviously really deep history and rich cultural context. The fact that, what Ray Funnye and the community is doing is all about preservation of their legacy and even creating more legacies to follow. And so it's wonderful. It would be great to see what's going to happen over the next, and 5 years is not a lot of time. I think everybody knows you blink and 5 years go away. But, in that, by the time we hit, 2030, I'm sure that the complex will be up and running and probably one of the biggest draws on the East Coast and towards the Low Country. So that's awesome. So, yeah.
We can always say that we had the executive director right here on the WCM Live.
Yes. Awesome. And again, just as he mentioned, you can visit thevillagegroup.org to find out more information about these projects and also to donate to this project. Be a part of that. Yes, a part of the community support as well. And he hasn't said it, but I will say it. No amount is too small. And so, you may think I don't have a lot of money. You don't have to have a lot of money to support. Every penny counts. So, and something like this is definitely something that is worth supporting financially and just, in boots on the ground. Tell people about it. Get in touch with Ray Funnye and the organizers and let them know your thoughts. And, it may spur some other ideas. So,
absolutely.
This was
partnership. I mean,
partnerships. Just like you said, reaching across the table, that is especially important. And, we have to understand that reaching across the table means diversifying your community partners. Sometimes we want to keep it within our community, and we think, let's just do it within the community. Well, that's a part of it, and that can be the core of it. But there are certain things that we can't do without reaching across the table, and that's just the reality of things. So I think the partnerships are great, and I hope that they continue to grow. And we want to thank all of the viewers tonight for watching and supporting Mr. Funnye and for supporting WCM Live. And Brother Edward, I do want to mention a couple of things before we adjourn for the night. You mentioned Educate Our Youth, and Janet Keith Thompson is doing a phenomenal job. She's really a one-woman show. She really is. She's a one-woman show.
Well, that's why I asked them about the size of partnership.
It doesn't have to be, organizations do not have to be big to be effective, and you just have to have people who are willing to do the work and who have a vision that is solid and rooted in, I like the word feasibility, rooted in some realistic needs and the way we can address them. And so, Janet, being a former educator, she sees the need to continue to educate the youth about college and career readiness. And I have the pleasure of serving with her on her board. And I'm telling you, she's a workhorse. She's really trying to do her best to, reach the students and to give them some ideas on how they can move forward in their career, in their college endeavors. And so part of what she's doing, you mentioned an event that you attended. She has another event coming up that, we want to let everybody know. At Smith Jones under the Jesse O shelter, the Make Boss Moves Career Day, and this is for middle and high school students. It's happening on April the 1st, and it's going to be from 11 to 2 p.m. There is going to be food available, so if you are a parent or a guardian or just family member, anybody in the community who's working with the youth, bring these young people out to Smith Jones on April the 1st. It's located on Highway 378 in Conway, and they can hear from some participating partners that Educate Our Youth has that are helping them to get the word out about college and career choices. So there's Nixon School of Masonry, Mishu Mobile Gaming. There's going to be Sylvia Ellaby Hickman. She's a realtor. And then some young entrepreneurs who I happen to know personally, the Dreamer Apparel team. They're going to be out there talking to young people about how to, start a business, even from small ideas, So if you are have some young people that you're working with, maybe you have students who are in school and they're trying to figure out what they want to do whenever they graduate, that's going to be a great place for them to be on a Saturday. It's Saturday, April the 1st from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. If you're interested in participating, you can be in touch with Janet Keith Thompson. Visit the educateouryouth.info website, and you'll be able to get more information about that particular organization and what it's all about. But she's doing some wonderful things, and I just want her to stay.
The number at the bottom down there, you didn't call out her phone number.
Her phone number is her phone number is 843-465. Even with my glasses, I can't see it because it's so
7456.
Thank you very much. But you can also go to the website and get more information at educateouryouth.info. And so stay encouraged, Janet, and do the work, do the good work to make sure that the youth understand their college and career choices. And then the other thing that I wanted to mention, the Whittemore Alumni Association scholarship window is currently open, and we're taking scholarship applications until the end of this month. I don't know if the scholarship deadline will be extended or not, but you can visit the Whittemore Alumni Association.org website. If you are a high school senior and you are a descendant of a Whittemore alum or a graduate, and I want to be clear, an alumni or an alum of the school does not necessarily mean that the person graduated from the school. So if they came through the Whittemore system but they didn't graduate, they are still considered an alum. So if you are a descendant of a Whittemore alum or graduate, then you've met at least one criteria for the scholarships that will be given away this year. And each year scholarships are given. Last year we gave 10 scholarships to deserving students, and so you can visit this website, click on the button here to get more information about the criteria for the scholarships, and you can also apply online. So it's very, very easy. Parents, if you're watching, visit this website, go to the scholarship, make sure you apply. There is so much money out there for our young people, and sadly, we do not have enough students who are applying for these and other scholarships that are available. So, what Ray Funnye is working on to try to introduce the young people to career options, and he's bringing in some scholars who have done some amazing amazing things and have graduated from outstanding schools. Well, it takes funding to go to college. It takes financial help and assistance to go to college to be able to do what you want to do. And, earning a scholarship is one way to do that. And so parents, if you are working with your high school seniors now and they are visiting colleges and trying to find ways to pay for college, check out the Whittemore Alumni Association website, apply for that scholarship, and awards will be given in April, I believe, because usually in April they have award ceremonies throughout Horry County. There may be some students who live in Georgetown County, but they're descendants of alums and graduates who came through the Whittemore system. You just never know. So, check it out. Check out the history. If you have any questions, please contact the Whittemore Alumni Association through the website, and let's get those scholarship applications in. So I definitely wanted to make mention of that, Brother Edward, because it's a shame to have the money out there and nobody is applying for the scholarships.
That's more than a shame. I mean,
Yeah.
it's past shaming, okay?
Yes. Yeah.
That's
So
what
we
it's
got.
needed.
Then if you don't need the scholarship, meaning you don't have a student who's in school, tell somebody who does have a student or students in school so that they'll learn about the scholarship. So, Brother Edward, this was a great show tonight. This really enjoyed it. Yeah,
This is the information. I mean,
Yes.
It's the kind of information that we bring on for our viewers. Sometimes you can't put a price on that.
Yes.
Especially since it's free 99.
Yes, your favorite, free 99, exactly. So we definitely want to thank all of our viewers for watching tonight. And I'm not going to call any names because if I miss a name, I'll get in trouble. But you know who you are. Thank you so much for supporting every single week. And Brother Edward, we'll be back this time next week.
Next week, God willing.
God willing. That's right. That's right. So
See you next week.
we hope that everyone has a wonderful week. Be safe. Stay warm. I don't know what the weather's doing, but it's kind of crazy, right?
We expecting some cold weather.
Yeah. These poor flowers and the plants don't know what to think. They don't know what to do. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Azaleas.
Yeah.
You got to put something over there.
Yeah, got to put something over the azaleas. Yep. All right. Well, everybody have a good week.
See you next week. Thanks.
Thank you for watching the World Community Magazine's Hour of Power Live on Facebook with your host Edward McQueen and April Garner.